Hey guys, welcome back. And in today's video, we're going to go over a couple of braces for Glock pistols, which are the braces from Recover Tactical and Flux Defense. Now, the first brace that I got was from Flux Defense, and they sent it out to me pretty soon after they came out and being shown on Instagram. The only bad part about it was they only had right-hand models. They didn't have left-handed models. That was an issue for me because I'm only left-handed, right? Well, I decided to check it out anyways, so they sent one out. It's pretty straightforward, and it installs where the backstrap pin goes into the rear of the Glock. And then at least on this right-handed model, the way you extend the brace is by pushing down on this lever on the right-hand side. Now, I ran into a little issue when it came to this spring-loaded brace release, and we'll get into that when I actually start shooting it. The other brace is from Recover Tactical, and it's their 2020 brace. Now, this brace isn't spring-loaded like the Flux Defense brace. It folds to the right-hand side, and the way it attaches to the Glock is by the Glock's accessory rail, wrapping around to the back of the pistol. Now, the things that I'm going to go over comparing the two braces are the brace's length, the deployment of the brace's accessories, the accessibility, and the ergonomics of the brace. The Recover Tactical 2020 brace is a little bit longer than the Flux Defense brace. Now, when it comes to pistols and braces and the length that they are, you run into a little problem with the ATF called length of pull. And the length of pull is measured by the center of the trigger bow all the way back to the end of the pistol brace. If it's longer than 13.5 inches, then they say that may constitute a redesign of the pistol brace into a stock. Now, some people ask, why does that even matter? Why does the length of pull matter in determining whether it's a brace or a stock? And for me, actually, I guess needing a brace because I'm handy capable.
I better use my strong hand.
Only with my backup hand to use. Well, the longer the length of pull is for me, the easier it is for me to hold and control. My hand right there is where all the pressure is, and this pistol brace collapsed like this makes it harder. So when I extend the pistol brace out to its maximum length, which I have a stop that's installed into the buffer tube, so it stops before that 13.5 inch length of pull rule. But it makes it a lot easier for me to control it. It doesn't put as much pressure on my wrist. My wrist is doing everything, controlling it, aiming, all that stuff. Especially if I put my can on it. Now, the length of pull that I measured for each brace was 12.25 inches for the Recover Tactical 2020 brace, and a little over 12 inches for the Flux Defense brace. So there's a lot of wiggle room there for you to be legal. Now, the deployment of each brace is different. The Flux Defense brace, you hit that lever release on the right side and it springs out. The Recover Tactical brace is hooked on to the right side, but you unhook it and you unfold it and it locks in place. And then to fold it back, there's a release button on the left side to fold it back in place. And again, I'm going to get to that spring-loaded Flux Defense release in a little bit here when I start to shoot both of them. But next up is the accessories for each brace. Now, the Flux Defense brace has a forward angled grip that's also an extra magazine holder, same as the Recover Tactical 2020 brace. They also have a little attachment that's an angled brace as well as an extra magazine holder. Recover Tactical has a few more things to offer for their brace that you can attach to the side to mount a light, a higher optic mount so that you're not all squished down into the back of the pistol to see through your iron sights or red dot sight. But Flux Defense actually has a full frame with an integrated pistol brace and optic mount, but that's for the SIG P320. Now let's go to accessibility. And that's a big thing for me. I'm only left-handed, so I ended up getting a Glock 17 Gen 5 MOS. It has the ambidextrous slide release. The Recover Tactical pistol brace is geared toward those that shoot right-handed, as are most things, right? On the left-hand side where the slide catch release is, the frame of the Recover Tactical 2020 brace actually bumps up and over that slide release. But seeing how I have a Gen 5 MOS that has the ambidextrous slide release, it's covered up on the left side by the frame of the Recover Tactical brace. Now, when it comes to the Flux Defense brace, everything is pretty much accessible on the right and left hand side because of the placement and the size of the brace. So with accessibility, the Flux Defense brace wins. Now we're going to go to ergonomics. The ergonomics of both are okay, but I think the Flux Defense brace is a little bit better. You're able to get your hand up higher on the gun, at least my big ass hand, right? For me, the back of the Recover 2020 brace actually pushes against my hand and forces me to hold the pistol lower than I normally would. And with lowering your hand, therefore holding the pistol higher in the palm of your hand, that raises the recoil axis of the bore to an even higher position that could give you added recoil impulse or muzzle flip. But if you're choosing to brace this on your pectoral muscle, not your shoulder, then a lot of that recoil can be mitigated. Now for me, overall, the Flux defense brace isn't that much shorter than the Recover Tactical 2020 brace, but it seems like I have to squeeze my big ass head in there just a little bit too much, where it's kind of uncomfortable to look through the iron sights. And in the video here, my Glock has upgraded Trijicon suppressor height night sights. So it's a little bit easier, but still a little bit of a struggle to get that big ass head in there. But with this right hand model, it's kind of tricky for me to safely deploy the brace without pointing at anybody, right? So this is the part where I even check the brace against my shoulder to make sure that it's not going to slide forward. I guess I didn't push hard enough. And when I get my big head in there and the sights lined on the target, yeah, the brace collapsed and it hit me in the nose, kind of like getting scoped. But now that we all had a little laugh, let's get to the brace actually locked out and me shooting it. Now with this being a right-handed brace model and me being a left-handed only kind of guy, I really had no choice but to brace it against my pectoral muscle and not my arm. Now with the Recover Tactical 2020 brace, it's a lot easier for me to deploy and have confidence that it's not going to collapse on me. And with the Recover Tactical brace being slightly longer than the Flux brace, I think that slightly longer length, which some people might think is, trivial, but also adding that to the geometry of the 2020 brace as opposed to the Flux brace, I think the geometry of the brace is better if you're going to brace it against your pectoral muscle. So while I was out here testing those braces, my son wanted to shoot one, so I let him take the Recover Tactical 2020 brace out for a little spin, and I think he liked it. Ultimately, I think they both do the job that they were designed and intended to do, which is to help brace the pistol to give you a better shot. I think the only reason why I lean towards the Recover Tactical 2020 brace is because of the fact that the Flux brace is right-handed. And with me being a lefty and having the issues of not deploying the spring-loaded brace out fully so it locks, I think that's the only issue I have with it. But I think that's it for this video. If you guys would like to see more of either brace, let me know down in the comments. Be sure to like and subscribe. And if you guys like my work and would like to support it, head on over to ballisticink.com. You guys can go to my page and select from the designs I've made or the communal designs that everybody sells. I also have a Patreon page if you'd like to support me that way too. Don't forget to stop by the Facebook page because we usually have a fun time there. Well, that's all I got. See you next time.
Make sure you smash that like button and